where I roped less and less and less. And my dreams kept getting further, further, and further away. Until, I'd say almost a year ago from day, I finally hit rock bottom. I had held a job for 10 years, and I'd lost my job. Well, after I lost my job, I was pretty much done with it. So, I got after drinking. And I wound up in the hospital 3 times in 4 weeks, 3 times in 4 weeks, and the last time I about died, you know. I woke up, they were doing some tests on me, and I woke up on a stretcher, or not a stretcher, but in the hospital bed. My arms and legs were shackled down, and the nurse was trying to shove something on my nose to get me to start breathing, and I think they'd resuscitate me, and I realized then where I was headed. I mean, I knew where I was headed, which I didn't like it, and I was like, I gotta get something done about this. Well, anyway, I got a nephew that's been going out here to this recovery ranch. Well, he came to the hospital before, you know, like a few weeks before. Him and Kane did, and talked to me about going, and I was ready to go. Well, I wasn't really committed into going until that little incident happened right there, till I about died. So I finally get to the ranch, you know, and the last thing on my mind was getting rope. I just thought, well, let's just go up here anyway. It can't hurt you. It's going to be good for you, you know. It's going to help you. It's going to help your life, you know. Well, the most I could hope for is ride, you know, enjoy myself and ride horses. Come turn out, you know. What Kane hadn't planned was ministry, and there's an arena down there. Well, I look at it now. It's all starting to come together. My roping's coming back, and I love to enjoy roping, and I'd have to say, you know, God's took away not all my struggles, but He's took away what I wanted, what I did for so long was drink, and I've felt like I've changed, and I just couldn't do it without Him. And I've also seen, I've gotten to witness a lot of cool stuff there being at the ranch within these people's lives. I've got to see restoration, not upon myself, but on my brothers as well. I've seen people gain their marriages back, their kids, their lives. Well, Wes, he really was. He was a walking mummy. Look at him now. He's doing healthy. Yeah. And I just want to thank y'all for letting me share my story.
You know, that's what God does. But you know what? God restores our dreams.
Amen.
God restores our passions. Because you know what? God created Kevin to rope like that. God gave him that desire. And you know what? God began to stir him, and God began to give him that desire back, man. Hey, I love to go down there and watch him rope. You know, I don't know nothing about it, but man, you know, God put me over the arena down there to kind of facilitate the arena, and I don't know nothing about any of it. But you know, that's the cool thing about God. We don't have to know a lot.
Amen.
God puts the right people in the right place. If we'll just stay humble and say, God, you know, I can't, but you can, God. If you'll just send the right people, God, you know, our heart's for you, you know. And here, Kevin Bacon ends up down here with me, and man, I heard he was a good roper, but you know, I really didn't realize it. You know, I had him riding mules for a little while. You know, I was training on him a little bit, but you know, man, God's just doing awesome things in Kevin's life. You know, the things that God's going to do in his life. He's going to be a world champion roper. I mean, the sky's the limit. You know, if he'll give that rope to God and say, you know what, God, I'm roping for you. I'm roping for the kingdom. And you know, that's what he's doing today.
Amen.
And he's going to have a chance to influence a lot of people's lives. He's going to have a chance to touch people that I can't touch their life. And then that's the great thing about each one of us. You know, the great thing about the Recovery Ranch, it being a discipleship program, these guys are serving. Every man is serving at the church right now. You know, some of us are greeters down there. Some of us are on the praise and worship team. Some of the guys are working at the church, you know, rebuilding buildings and doing that kind of stuff, you know. We all have something to do in the kingdom. And so that's what we do, is get people plugged back in, you know. We get people plugged into the things of God, you know, because everybody's got a gift and everybody's got a talent. And so when these guys come, they might not look like they got many gifts. They might not look like they got many talents. They're starved down, wore out, strung out. But you know what? God begins to do amazing things. And God begins to put that sparkle back in people's eyes. God begins to give people their dreams back and their families back and all those things.
Amen. And
that's what's so awesome. That's what's so awesome about our God. You know, one of the first things that I share with these guys when they come is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope in the future. You know, when you show up at the recovery ranch, you ain't got much hope. You know, you don't know about your future. But I'm going to tell you what, if you let God come into your life, you let God begin to transform you, man, God does supernatural things. I mean supernatural things. We're going to have one more testimony. Daryl, if you'll come up and share a little bit about what God's doing in your life. Well, God sent this guy from a long ways off, you know, and God's moving in his life, so he's going to share just a little bit about what's happened since he's been through Amos.
Amen.
Appreciate that.
My name is Daryl Akers. I am from the coast of North Carolina, so I've traveled a long ways. I grew up in church pretty much my whole life until I was a teenager. My grandma kind of saw to that. When I turned a teenager, though, I started rebelling, doing my own thing. My mom had divorced earlier and remarried, and my stepdad didn't care. As long as I did work, chores, or whatever I could do, I had it made. So I did pretty much whatever I wanted. Got out of church when I was like 18. Started selling drugs, alcohol, whatever I could do to make a dollar, party, hanging out at the college clubs. Got married when I was 19. When I got married, I didn't go to church. That's where kind of things started going downhill. I tried to live right. I tried to live, you know, the right way. But without God in my life, now seeing this later, without God in my life, that's what ultimately started everything downhill. I tried to take care of my family myself and not let God do it. And I ended up divorced in about 16 years. In that 16-year span, I pretty much destroyed the family, destroyed the marriage. I mean, things got bad. Ended up shooting a guy over my wife, almost killing him. Just things got really bad. Got into drug addiction, heroin real bad the past 2 years. Trying to kill myself pretty much. I hated myself. I hated everything around me. I couldn't take care of my kids no more. I just wanted to die, and tried many times and didn't. This past December last year, I overdosed on heroin, and my daughter found me. She's 16 now, and I remember waking up to her face, crying and tears in her eyes, and just yelling, screaming at me, and that tore me to pieces right there. I mean, there's no reason I shouldn't have been dead. There's no reason I shouldn't have died that night, other than the grace of God had something for me planned. I had tried, and that night I should have died. I got up, she got up with me, and we talked about things, and I knew I had to change, but I knew I couldn't do it. I had to try a different way. I'd been to detox, I don't know, 20 times, rehabs. I mean, just, you know, I'd been down that route, it don't work. That day, that night, she carried me to a detox to get me out, get me somewhere. While I was there, detoxing, had a younger black lady come over there, and she come to the room. I didn't want to go to class tonight. I was sick, man. And she came in there and she told me, she talked to me. She said, you know I ain't supposed to say this. She said, but you need God. And I started crying with her because I knew right then he was convicting me, man, this is what I need. She prayed with me. I got up and I felt better, but I knew what I needed to do then. I called Kane a couple of days later and I asked him about the program. He said, well, this is not rehab. This is a discipleship program. I said, well, that's what I need. I need a total change of life. I don't need to be just off drugs. I need to learn how to be a better person, a father again. I need to learn how to lead my family. I need a total transformation. So he told me to call him back in a couple of days. Well, I got out of rehab and detox, and my daughter had already bought the bus ticket before I ever got out to Oklahoma. Most of my dad's family was all out here in Western Fan Shop. So she bought tickets, I got out, and we left the next day on the bus, got to Dad's, and I called Kane that Monday morning. He said, well, how's the weather out there? I said, well, I'm out here. It's good out here. But I had to put the faith, I had destroyed everything I had there, man. And I knew that if I had faith, I told God, you bought these tickets. If this is where I'm supposed to go, you're going to make things work out. My daughter came with me. But as I was coming out here, I still didn't have a place to go or what I was going to do. But I had faith. That was my first leap of faith that it would work. Got out here and got out here first week in January, and God came, of course, let me in the discipleship program. And the first month was bad. I looked horrible. But I've come out of that. Amen. About 40 more pounds plus now. God has changed my life, man. Amen. My daughter flew out to see me last week. My dad hadn't spoke to him in 2 years before I come out here. He comes to church with me every Sunday. It's Wednesdays. Things are the way they should be. And, waking up that night, I've decided, God, whatever you want me to do, I will do, because the only reason I'm alive is because of you. That is 100% true. I should have never woken up. So we'll see what he has in store for me, but so far everything is turning out great. Thank you for letting me share my story.
Amen.
Man, he's not dead when he got there. It took us a little while to get him up on his feet, but man, hey, he's getting there now. That's the awesome thing. Jack, can y'all do good Father before we close out? Be a problem? Don't have it with you? All right. Do what? You got good Father?
We can put it up on the screen, the lyrics, or whatever she needs. It's like
Can you do it if I got the lyrics?
Get up there.
No, can't do it. Can't do it. Let's do Reckless Love. We're gonna fix to close out with a song for just a minute. But, as they come on, Steve. As they, man, I just love that song, Good Father, because God is such a good Father, and that's what He's done for us, man. He's just been a good Father to us guys that struggle, us guys that's had a hard time, and everybody. But you know what? We know what we need today. And we just want to thank y'all for letting us be here. But as they play this song, if you're here tonight and you need special prayer, if you'll come up, we'd like to pray for you. Is that all right with you, Pastor?
Oh, yeah.
We'd just like to open the altars up as they play this song. And if you'd like to come up, we'd like to pray for you. So anyway, we're going to open the altars.
so good to me. You have been so good to me. For I still Look at that. Given it shall be given to you. Press down and shaking together. You know, I like that song. I think it's the part about kicking down walls kind of gets to me. It's funny how God touches all of us in a different way. I told the church here a while back a vision I had was, and most people who wouldn't get it, but my personality, it kind of fit me just right, Brother Bain. It was Jesus, and he was in the pit, and he was standing on the devil's chest, and he just reaches down and he pulls his teeth out and throws them over there, and he says, "Let's see you sting now. Let's see your bite now." And it was showing me how the devil he just talks. He's on top. If anything happens, it's because we allow him to just do it. Amen. I appreciate what God's doing in this work. Amen. Amen. And I was sitting back there and I was thinking to myself, and as pastor of this church, I hope you don't mind if I step out and do something. We're going to take up an offering, and I'm going to give an offering I actually gave the other day. Amen. Brother Bain knows, but I tell you the truth, I'm going to give again. Thank you. I was doing my taxes the other day, and I was looking at this stack. It's about this tall of receipts. And I told my wife, I said, there ain't no way IRS is going to believe we gave all that to God. So I know. And I didn't say that to brag. I'm going to say this. Yet my checking account has more money in it than it's ever had. That's right. And yet, I just keep doing it. And God keeps, you know, if I showed you what God gives me, I can't give it away as fast as He helps and blesses me. And I said that to say this. I wrote this check tonight for $50, and I'm going to write one of these every month. And we're going to, as a church, and I know I have the churches okay on this, we're going to give $100 as a church. God's blessed. We had, I don't know how many adults are going here now. They're not all here tonight. But I know that if we'll tell them, hey, listen, that's just $10. That ain't even $10 a family. Amen. And we could do this. Amen. And that'd be $150 a month that'll be going to this thing. Amen. To bless that Brother Wayne can be a part of this, and that they can. I tell you what I see is that we spend money on so much stuff that's just nonsense. Amen. And God says, listen, I'm trying to change lives. I'm trying to recover families. That's right. Amen. That's what I see. And I think to myself,